Hello everybody, my name is Shooter101 and welcome back to Starminer. I was about to call this Star Citizen. It's been a long day for me. It's been a lot of technological issues. This video is about a week late, and I apologize, but I've been really busy. And today was kind of the... I actually recorded this yesterday, but I didn't like the way that I was talking about things. But anyway, let's get into this. This is a really big update. This is patch 5, and it actually fixed a lot of the stuff that I was complaining about. Not saying they did that because of me. A lot of people were complaining about these things. I wasn't even really complaining. A lot of people were commenting on these things, including myself. But and some of these things I wasn't even really thinking were that bad. So let's talk about my favorite thing. So, Starminer has changed its UI quite a little bit. You'll notice it looks a little bit cleaner. I don't know if it's much cleaner, but it's a little bit cleaner. And that's because instead of over here having this, like, huge, bulky window that's showing you everything and anything in the world, I mean, you can obviously open that window and it'll show you what you're looking at, what your mouse is pointing at, tell you all the things about it. You can also turn that window off if you want to. The main reason it's less bulky is because instead of being here, we have the info panel, we also have a lack of resources being shown over here. That's because now they're right over here above all of our commands lists of things that we can do. So now all of our stuff is just kind of over here. It's fantastic. It's great. I really love this because now we can just see how much we have at all times. Even though we already could, it's just in a nicer spot. And it looks cleaner. It makes the UI less cluttered. I think it's fantastic. Very minor change, but it's one of my favorite just for like quality of life purposes. My other favorite change, I have put an obstacle in my way. I want to go to this asteroid from where I am, and right now we can't really do that. Now can we? So we're going to do something really cool. Autopilot. Autopilot's not everyone's favorite tool. In fact, it's not even my favorite tool. I'm not gonna lie. Autopilot's kind of an annoying tool. Or it used to be, anyway. Because it would just kind of run you into things, and you kind of had to be paying attention to what your ship is doing, but not anymore. Now what they have done is they've added pathfinding for your ship to kind of fly to things. So now, as you'll see, it has created these multiple different nodes that the ship will have to fly around an object that we put in its way, but regardless, we will fly around an object, and now you're just kind of good to go, and it'll stop kind of at what you want it to be at. And it'll stop before that object so you won't collide into it. It's fantastic. It has that whole avoidance thing. It's really great. So that's one of the changes they did, as just demonstrated there. The other change, and I'm really happy about this one, this is one of the ones I think was maybe my most major complaint, was weapons and missiles, because they would sometimes, not always, but they would often run into your ship, or not run into your ship, but, well, yeah, missiles would. But your weapons would shoot at your own components, as long as it thought there was an enemy within range, which an enemy might have been in range, but there was also an obstacle in the way. So now, that no longer happens. We're going to give ourselves free mode here, and actually I'm going to give myself all tech as well, but we're going to give ourselves free mode here, and we're going to build a metal storage. This is not an actual design, shush. I'm just doing things for the sake of whatever. So we're gonna put some weapons on this ship. Alright, so we're just gonna put some plasma cannons on top of this bad boy. If we can. That is the question. Guns would kind of shoot into each other. Now, this isn't great, but it was kind of what it was. You just kind of had to design your ship around it. But sometimes, even designing your ship around it didn't prevent your ship from having those issues. So, if we, for example, just let my ship drift a little bit here. If we put a enemy in front of one of the guns, we should see that only one of these guns will shoot at it. Pretty much.
Weapons online.
So both guns are now activated. And you can see this one has decided to go idle instead of shooting at that one, and has now chosen a different target. So it'll completely avoid shooting at itself. It'll stop shooting at your ship. This leads to another cool thing. Actually, it doesn't really lead into it at all, but I want to talk about it because this is my favorite thing. As all of you know, there are two different cargo hangars, as we call them, cargo bays. So we have our T2s and we have our T1s. T1s, like they always did, deliver 50 tons per ship. Now, though, to help improve performance issues, actually, I think it was 10 tons per ship or something like that. Anyway, Now, though, instead of just the 50 and even the large hangar bay doing the same thing, we actually have 500 tons that can be delivered at a time. It is fantastic. So if we build a large cargo bay and fill the ship with, say, I don't know, a bunch of cobalt, we can go into our trade menu, our navigational menu over here. We can say, hey, from Rig Mark 1, as you all know, we already know how to do all this stuff, but we can say, like, hey, I want to deliver 500 cobalt, and it, well, or not. I want to deliver 500 cobalt. We can do that in one singular ship now, instead of multiple ships. This is a perfect segue also into, see, like, look at this, look at that bad boy. Look at this bad boy right here. Look at him. Look at him go. I might actually want a screenshot of that, hold on. Maybe not that. Maybe not that either. Okay, screenshot achieved. So now this will be a 500-ton thing. We can see all those 500 tons in that one box. Instead of them going individually 10 at a time or 50 at a time, they'll go 200 at a time. Of course, if you build the T1, it'll only be 50 at a time. This is where it brings me into my perfect segue. In here, we can now see transactions. We can now see when we're making money, why we're making money, and we can also see when we're losing money and why we're losing money. Whether it's because we're buying stuff or we paid off a loan, and actually I can do that right now, for example. Like, if we repay this loan, we can see... Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. We didn't gain 30,000 credits. Although, well, technically we did. This should still probably say negative, though, because we went from 37,000 to 7,000. So, developers... There you go, in case you didn't see that before. If that's intended, that's fine, too. I mean, either way, it kind of makes sense, because you technically did gain 30,000, because you're now out of debt. But we'll see. So, yeah, but either way, it shows you kind of what's going on in your exact scenario. It's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, we can see the transactions. We now have 500-ton cargo that can be delivered to places, depending on, a couple of different circumstances there. Obviously, I don't know how many people are delivering 500 tons. I'm assuming most. I do it all the time. So, yeah. Weapons not shooting at your own ship now. Fantastic change. I love it. Autopilot, fantastic. This cleaner UI, I love it. I love everything that they've done. And this update is by far my favorite, mostly because of the fact that our ships will no longer shoot each other. And it's not just weapons on your own ship. Like, it's not just weapons on one ship. They won't shoot that ship. They will also try to avoid, at any cost, shooting at your other ships as well. So if one of your other ships is in the way of a target, it won't shoot. So, yeah, fantastic. I love it. There's another update that was made that makes nuclear more viable. Not that nuclear wasn't viable before. It was extremely viable and extremely powerful, and you should use it if you can afford it. Instead of one nuclear fuel costing 100 seconds, so 100 seconds per fuel rod, we'll just call them fuel rods. I think they actually are fuel rods. But instead of 100 seconds for every fuel rod, it's now 300 seconds for every fuel rod. So they have tripled the amount of time that it takes for those to be consumed, meaning you have more power for longer. Well, maybe not. You have the same amount of power, but for longer, which means you also need less fuel rods to keep your stuff sustained for a long period of time. Very awesome changes. I love this patch. There are some minor changes as well. So let's talk about some of those, because we talked about all the big changes. There's not that many. It's a patch. It's not like a major update. It's a patch update. But it's one that was needed. 100% was needed. And I'm very glad that they did that. So, trade routes now warn you when you were too far away. So if you're too far away from a station you're trying to trade with, the game will now warn you that you're too far away to trade with it, and it will cancel the trade. And in some cases, will refund you the materials if it took them out. They moved the logistics panel to the overview tab, which is whatever. Station wobble prevention is probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most, or am happy about the most, because essentially, station wobble was the Stargeist. The Stargeist would come in, rip your ship apart. Not a fun time. Station wobble prevention should prevent the Stargeist from just tearing apart your ship, meaning you can make weird contraptions like this ship here, which I don't I do not recommend you use this ship design at all, by the way. This is just a very quick, like, demonstration thing. I didn't even need the part storage. Without the part storage, this would be fine. They did trade package optimizations, again, just from the less amounts of ships to the bigger ships. Basically to say that there's less stuff in space, causing less of a drag time. Also, I think they actually worked on performance in general, because not only does the game look cleaner to me, in my opinion it looks cleaner, it feels smoother to run. So I think they just did some stuff there in general. Commander radiator capacity has been decreased, which is kind of whatever. The station type picker now only shows categories that have research entries. So, yeah, you need to research things in order for, anyway. Trading no longer opens the logistics tabs automatically. I don't remember it doing that, but it probably did. I genuinely don't remember it doing that. I've been so busy with X4. Trade objectives can now be triggered with dock stations, which is fantastic. There's additional dialogue after the end of the campaign. That's whatever. Yeah, so lots of minor changes, lots of additions, lots of tweaks. They fixed autopilot triggering when clicking an NPC station, which is fantastic, because sometimes it would actually try to get you to do automatic pilot. Fixed moon combat quests, auto-completing, fantastic. Fixed water efficiency research prerequisites, cool. So they fixed a lot of the research things, it looks like. Retro thrusters now restart on game load, thank you. Scrap module fixes, so they just did a whole bunch of fixes. You guys can go read about that on the Steam page. I'm not going to go through every single one of the patch notes, just the ones that I thought were the coolest and the most useful. So I'm actually going to play more of this game again, and basically restart, because I think the patch warrants a restart, because I think it'll be cool. Plus, I have some new design ideas and things for my stations as well. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I know it's been a while since I've done Starminer content. I just kind of was on a lull there for a while. My friends are constantly playing Star Citizen. I want to play with my friends in space. That sounds weird.
What did he say?
Anyway. Yeah, I want to play with my friends in space games. I've also been enjoying X4. It's been a blast. So yeah, anyway, those are kind of the patch updates. I'm actually very excited to see what they do with this game in the future. I always am, though. Like, this game has captivated me. I'm very interested in this game. I love this game because it combines some of my favorite categories into one. So this game is fun. If you do want to watch a really good campaign series on this game, Ollie has a great campaign series. He is fantastic. He is recording and uploading constantly. He has some pretty good videos. So if you haven't already, go check him out. I haven't caught up to the latest videos yet, but I am working my way through the series when I have time. But yeah, go check that out. Really fun. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed. And stay tuned for more content, I guess. Whether it's Starminer, X4, or Star Citizen. I'm doing all of them. And I might even go back into Beyond All Reason a bit, because I miss my RTS. Anyway, with that being said, have a good one. Hi, Future Shooter here. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Please comment down below anything else you would like to see in the future. Also, my Discord is now in the description because I've had my Discord forever and for some reason haven't been advertising it. Anyway, with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you all next time.